La première édition des vacances utiles à la paroisse Saint-François-Xavier d'AOUT s'est achevée ce samedi 26 août 2023 au cours d'une cérémonie riche en couleurs et en sons. Ce sont au total 350 jeunes âgés de 3 à 21 ans qui ont pris part à ces vacances utiles durant la période de juillet à août.
Vacances utiles, c'est un programme d'encadrement des enfants durant la période de vacances afin qu'ils ne soient pas affairés à ne rien faire, à être oisifs dans le quartier, exposés à toutes les dérives, exposés à tout ce qui pourrait constituer un danger, une perte pour nos enfants, les accidents que nous connaissons ça et là, les imprudences, le travail forcé des enfants pour assurer leur retraite. Vacances utiles, donc, c'est un programme qui permet aux enfants non seulement de passer des vacances joyeuses, mais des vacances en apprenant, en acquérant de nouvelles connaissances, leur permettant également d'apprêter une nouvelle année sans avoir à recommencer à zéro sur de nouvelles bases. Voilà.
L'initiative portée par le Centre Robin AOUT et le Conseil pastoral des jeunes de la paroisse Saint-François-Xavier d'AOUT a permis aux jeunes de bénéficier des cours de bureautique, maintenance en informatique et des cours de musique.
Au niveau du conseil pastoral des jeunes, nous avons travaillé en collaboration avec le Centre Robin AOUT et il était question pour nous, puisque nous aussi nous sommes plus proches des jeunes, de faciliter, n'est-ce pas, le lien entre le Centre Robin AOUT et les jeunes, et également les encadrer, être à l'écoute également des problèmes des jeunes, leur faire confiance et faire en sorte qu'ils nous fassent confiance afin de s'ouvrir à nous pour que nous puissions mieux les orienter.
Les jeunes ont vraiment répondu présent parce que beaucoup se sont inscrits en formation bureautique. Nous étions obligés de faire en 2 sessions. La première session avait pratiquement 35 élèves environ. La deuxième session avait plus d'une cinquantaine. Et il n'y a qu'une trentaine qui ont pu aller jusqu'au bout et obtenir leur attestation de fin de formation. Et en maintenance informatique, il y a environ 30 qui ont commencé. Il n'y a qu'une vingtaine qui sont allés jusqu'au bout. Mais ce n'était pas seulement les seules activités, parce qu'il y a également eu plus d'une centaine de jeunes qui participaient à la formation au cours de musique. Avec un maestro que nous avons appelé pour la circonstance. Et près de 150 enfants qui étaient là dans le cadre de la colonie des vacances, encadrés par une équipe de moniteurs et monitrices que nous avons mis sur pied pour la circonstance. Donc nous avons eu plusieurs activités. En plus des formations que nous avons eues, nous avions organisé un tournoi de foot inter-CV et où l'accent était mis sur les jeunes. Parce que les jeunes étaient au centre de nos différentes activités. Et pour permettre aux enfants également de se recréer, de se divertir, nous sommes allés vers des entreprises pour demander des visites.
Les enfants, très heureux d'avoir participé à ces vacances utiles, expriment leurs sentiments.
On nous a appris à pouvoir monter des documents, des tests, des attestations, carte de vœux, carte de mariage et beaucoup d'autres documents. Formation, nous avons pu découvrir beaucoup d'autres choses, nous avons pu faire de nouvelles rencontres, apprendre plein de nouvelles choses que nous ne connaissions pas. Nous avons pu ouvrir notre imagination à de nombreuses possibilités.
Lors de la formation maintenance en informatique, j'ai beaucoup appris. Ça m'a permis de comprendre comment un ordinateur est constitué, comment il fonctionne. J'ai aussi appris qu'en ayant des notions en maintenance informatique, ça me permet de réduire les coûts sur certaines opérations que je devais aller voir un technicien. Donc je peux réparer mes propres appareils personnellement ou je peux aider même un frère qui a besoin de mon aide.
Les meilleurs apprenants ont reçu des attestations des fonds de formation. C'était en présence de leurs parents et de leurs formateurs.
The first edition of Useful Holidays ended in St. Francois Xavier Parish, AOUT on Saturday, August 26, with a colorful ceremony. A total of 350 young people, 3 to 21, took part in the initiative from July to August. The Assistant Parish Priest of St. Francois Xavier Parish, AOUT, Reverend Father Pierre Lionel Sempe, now explains the initiative's objective.
C'est un programme d'encadrement des enfants.
Useful Holiday is a holiday childcare program to prevent young people from idling and exposed to all sorts of deviant behavior and all that could be a danger and loss to our children, like accidents and forced labor. Useful Holidays gives young people not only the opportunity to spend happy holidays, but also holidays that will permit them to acquire new skills and not to start a new school year from almost nothing. This first edition, which is just ending, was a resounding success and a masterclass. The initiative, spearheaded by the Robert Nausi Center and the Youth Pastoral Council of St. Francois Xavier Parish, AOUT, also enabled young people to take courses in office automation, computer maintenance and music classes, while an inter-small Christian community football tournament, which St. Stephen's Small Christian Community won, graced the closing ceremony. A participant, Aubin Kamzo, explains what he learned from the Useful Holiday initiative.
It was one of the most wonderful activities I've ever done because it permitted me to have some acquisition. I know what I never knew before. Like how to remove the motherboard of a computer, repair it and install it back to arrange it. And for AOUT, it also helped me how to know typing, some small keywords in the Word and Excel. And for maintenance of the computer, there was a second, because I really put all my effort to know what I needed to know and grab what I needed to grab.
The participants received end of course attestations at the end of the training.
The great event took place at the St. Joseph Metropolitan Cathedral Mansion in Bamenda in the northwest region of the country, where Christians came out in their numbers to celebrate with joy the 10th Episcopal anniversary of His Grace Andrew Funyankeya, who is at the same time the Metropolitan Archbishop of Bamenda, the President of the Bamenda Provincial Episcopal Conference, and the President of the National Episcopal Conference. The event took place in the presence of traditional and civil authorities, as well as bishops of Cameroon and hundreds of priests, religious and lay faithful.
That my fuel as I go around this archdiocese does not come from the diocese.
In his homily, the Bishop of Boya, Michael Bibi, came back on the love the Most Reverend Bishop Andrew Keya has always shown to the Blessed Virgin Mary.
Let us also humbly welcome the word which has been planted in us and can save our souls. But he cautions us that we must do what the word tells us and not just listen to it and deceive ourselves. Compare James chapter 1, verses 21 to 22. The dogmatic constitution on divine revelation, De Verbum, emphasizes that all the preaching of the church, as indeed the entire Christian religion, should be nourished and ruled by the word of God, since it gives strength to our faith and it is food for our souls. Confer De Verbum, paragraph 21.
Nobody can talk about His Grace Andrew Nkeya and his 3 years at the head of the Bamenda Provincial Episcopal Conference without mentioning the progress he made in the educational sector. The Bishop of Boya confirms it.
That when the seminarians came for their normal meeting with the bishops and he takes them to the farm, some of them grumble and they don't see why they have to work in the farm. But looking at the example of the Archbishop himself, the then Bishop of Mamfe, who was in the farm and working as an example to them, they had no other option but to follow suit. Of course, the Archbishop positively boasted in some quarters that in 10 years of his stewardship, Mamfe would not have to apply for funds or beg for money from anyone. Unfortunately, the situation we have experienced for the past 7 years has greatly retarded the realization of this dream, and of course, his eventual transfer from the
Archbishop Andrew Nkeya was consecrated bishop on August 23, 2013.
The launching of the pastoral year 2023-2024 in the Archdiocese of Douala will take place on Saturday, the 2nd of September 2023 at the St. Peter and Paul's Cathedral, are to be presided over by His Grace Samuel Kleda, the Metropolitan Archbishop of Douala. The Pontifical Mass that will kickstart at 9:30 a.m. Cameroon time is expected to see the presence of the entire Presbyterium of the Archdiocese of Douala, as well as Christian ladies and people of goodwill. The importance of the opening of a new pastoral year in the Universal Church for every diocese, zone, parish, and community can never be overemphasized, as Monsignor Paul Nyaga, the Episcopal Vicar for Vuri Pastoral Zone, emphasized.
Every year, we begin our pastoral year and we also close it. We begin it with a pontifical mass presided over by the Archbishop himself. And this mass is very important, first of all, because we entrust the work of our hands, of our heads, of our minds, and everything to God. Because as the psalmist says, unless the Lord builds the house, those who labor build it in vain. So first of all our actions, our activities, everything that we like to do during the pastoral year, we entrust it to God. Secondly, this Mass is important because the Archbishop uses this occasion to give us the guidelines, to follow the directives, which are very important. It's not that everyone, every parish priest, every Episcopal vicar does what he wants or what pleases him in his area of service. No, there's a head in every structure of the church. And as far as the diocese is concerned, we have the Archbishop. So he's the one to tell us how he wants the pastoral life of his diocese be organized.
Considering the importance of such a divine occasion, where the Archbishop, as the chief shepherd of the Archdiocese of Douala, will be celebrating and giving pastoral orientation as well as blessing the people of God are put to his care in the Archdiocese of Douala. People of all walks of life are therefore expected to attain.
It's a time of communion. The church is a communion. And here, during that Mass, it's like the Christian Mass, where you have the Father in the middle, the Bishop is there, surrounded, with all, the rest of the people of God.
Will have as a hallmark and a spiritual high point being the new pastoral guide put in place by Archbishop Samuel Kleda to guide the people of God and people of goodwill under his shepherdship in the Archdiocese of Douala.